I'm Alicia. I was wondering, we all have our favorite parts of the show and favorite characters. What about you guys? What are your favorite scenes, episodes, characters?
Good.
Thinking time.
Oh, okay. Sarah Parish as the troll was pretty spectacular. She was cool, and it was very long kissing. It was very strange. It was like, because she had a lot of prosthetic on, it was like kissing a wetsuit. Like 3 layers of a wetsuit, actually. It was odd, but strangely enjoyable.
21-hour day.
I mean, I think for me, my favourite character, I mean, again, you know, the troll is always, creating those characters is always fun, because Julian and I will sit in a room and have these really intense arguments about, you know, a troll and what would a troll look like and what would the fart sound like, and is that too wet, and should that be a bit fun? You know, then we're thinking we're grown men discussing troll farts, and what are we doing? So there's great moments on this show where you have to kind of completely check the reality of the life that you live. So I think that the trolls are always good fun, but I think, you know, having creating Merlin's dad, I think was a sort of really satisfying moment for us, I think, in storytelling terms, just to be able to see another passionate side of Merlin. So I think for us really it's the extremes of, you know, one moment, you know, in the next series we've got a pixie, so we had equally ridiculous discussions of pixies, and Julian and I actually found ourselves having an argument about the qualities of pixie dust and what actually does pixie dust do, and we both disagreed vehemently for about a good couple of hours until we came to a compromise of what pixie dust should do. So I mean, I think there's that side. So, you know, it's great that we can play around and be utterly immature, which is always very satisfying.
Well, I'd go with that. I think that the stuff with Merlin and his father's my favourite scenes. So.
Yeah, I really like that episode as well, the Last Dragon Lord. It's one of the stories, and also John Lynch is an actor that I really admire, and he lives 20 minutes away from where I do in Northern Ireland, and you know, down the line that you know, this actor that you hear about from you were young, and then suddenly you're doing a scene with him. It's amazing. I also love Charles Dance as the Witchfinder. I thought he was fantastic.
I would like to ask, we all know that Merlin, the one at Disneyland and the one we all grew up with, he's old. So, will we be aging Merlin?
Well, I think slowly we are. Putting him into walls. We have no plans to make him the character with a white beard, the legend mentioned.
The question is for Colin, it's very low. How is Merlin going to continue to deal with his father's death, and is he going to tell his mother?
Oh, that's something I think would be great to address. I think because and I do love it when because Merlin's past is quite ambiguous. You don't know a lot about it, and so when you do get these little glimpses of that, and he doesn't know a lot about it, and when he gets these you know, important figures from his past coming through, it's absolutely who we are as people, your past. One of the big thing that was given to Merlin from his father is the gift of the Dragon Lord, and that's something he harnesses and uses as a way to connect to him, I think, and in situations of deep peril, sometimes it calls for deep emotion, and so his power comes from an emotional place, and I think that's a good connection to his father and how he deals with that by doing him proud.
While it doesn't seem in character for Uther, is there any chance that we're going to utilize Anthony Stewart Head's amazing singing voice?
Funny you should say that. Because we were thinking of doing a musical episode of
How does Uther sing? That's the question.
I think probably in the bath.
I think he's a blues singer, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Anthony and Colin, I was wondering if when you were casting the roles, you did research with books or movies or anything for your characters?
I looked up some of the stuff about Uther. Basically, there wasn't much. He was generally known as a womanizer and a carouser. He got drunk a lot, basically. I did try and sort of feature that in pretty much the first season. Sort of every time I had a problem, I'd reach for a goblet of wine. I think I phased that out slightly.
Yeah, we banned the goblet.
I've read quite a bit. I mean, you can't support for choice whenever you're given the part of Merlin and you want to do a bit of research. And I love the research part of it. And when you're working in the kind of fantasy genre, but with the medieval influences, you can't help but just read loads of stuff about it. And I have read almost everything with Merlin in the title, or so it's it's great. I love it.
I guess my question cabooses hers, but what's everyone's favorite adaptation of the Arthurian legend besides this, Merlin?
Sword in the Stone.
Yeah, I love the
Especially the Disney version.
Yeah, I know the Disney version is great. Archimedes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, last question. Sorry.
Thank you all. I'm just curious, with the way Morgana's character is evolving and the way she's sort of becoming a more interesting character in the third series, is there any chance that Morgana will find out about Merlin's magic, and could there still be a sort of romance between Merlin and Morgana?
The first part of that you'll have to watch and see. We can't really say much more than that. Obviously, you're right, Morgana's character does develop. And I think the dynamic between the characters changes in Series 3. There are legends that relate to Morgana seducing Merlin, yes. We haven't so far played on them.
There might be a late night special.
We'll put the troll scene in it as well.
Ew. Okay, well, you guys get to vote on your favorite question because we have 4 prizes.
Ooh, 4 prizes.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the dragon.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, the dragon.
The dragon question, because we've always wondered how it got out.
All right, 3 more.
Singing. Colin, you choose one.
Question about Merlin's father. That one. Yes.
What about the person who said all the nice things about you?
Well, yeah. There were quite a few of those. I wouldn't want to pick. Hey, what? The last one.
There you go, the last one.
The last one. Yeah, the last one.
Okay, so before we go, anyone want to see the trailer one more time?
Gives me chills. Love you too.